Earl Watson joining us on the show today. You know what's really interesting? You're a perfect guest today. How long do you think this dynasty Klay Thompson could lasts?
This dynasty in Golden State is young enough to have impact longer than most dynasties.
Okay.
I think what's interesting is the money. Now, the only person to me who has always been the MVP of that team has been Klay Thompson.
Good defender.
Great defender. You think about the OKC series in the playoffs. He held them down and hit a lot of big shots offensively to keep them in the game, if not to win the game. It's not easy coming into a locker room telling any veteran player or any player as a rookie or as a young point guard, this is what you need to do. Playing for Hubie Brown in Memphis with Jerry West being our GM, Hubie Brown being our head coach. Hubie Brown would always say the two toughest positions in the NBA coming into this league is the center position, because it's a man's game in the paint, the physicality, and the point guard position, because you can play that the longest. You are going against guys and other opponents who have mastered that position vocally, with the ball, in huddles. It's so many games within the game that he will continue to evolve. You have players who are pattern players. Darren Williams was a pattern player in Utah for Coach Sloan. You knew the offense would be the same every year. They would run autos, and he mastered those patterns. Coach Sloan never lets you play outside of his offense.
Okay.
LeBron James is an innovator. He's a quick thinker. He's the maestro of basketball. He controls every orchestra on the court, and how he takes over games and creating throughout the flow of the game is a fluid puzzle thinker.
Okay.
Russ is a pattern player. Russ needs one set for down one set for down two.
I really like the East more than I like the West. The West is set. I pretty much like the East. I like Toronto, man. I just like that team put together. Anytime, last year they was like 6 in assists, right? Because DeMar DeRozan will hold the ball. He's a one-on-one player. He needs a system to move it. He's not going to stretch the weak side. He's not a big three-point threat. This year they brought in Danny Green. They brought in Kawhi Leonard. Two members from the Spurs. So when teams trade for a Spurs player, they're trading for that culture. Ooh. You heard Kemba Walker say it this week. He was like, TP has taught me a lot about how to win. I'm very grateful for him, meaning Tony Parker. Right. That's powerful. Now you get 2 starters from their championship teams. Yeah. They come on your team and you see what's happening now.
I first met Lonzo Ball and his parents and his family in the 8th grade, when he was in the 8th grade. I seen him play. I have AU basketball. I have an academy here in LA. I seen him play, and I knew the kid was going to be special. I seen him run the fast break in the 8th grade as if he was Jason Kidd, making on-time, on-target passes with the right velocity, and that means a lot for anyone catching any pass in any sport. He got a kid by the name of New Williams, 14 dunks in one game in transition. They played back-to-back. They went to the next court. He gets the kid, New Williams, 10 dunks. I try to get both of them for my travel team. I'm being honest with you. I try to get both. Summer pickup UCLA is legendary. It started with Magic Johnson in '79. He kept it going. Kobe, Shaq, every Laker, every Clipper, like young Lamar Odom, even every UCLA player has come through there. Even Chris Webber, Kevin Garnett. Just to play pickup throughout the summer at the men's gym, which is Coach Wooden's.
Chris Paul was there this year.
Three courts. This is Coach Wooden's first gym before they built Pauley Pavilion. His original chalkboard is up on the wall. It's ran by Rico Hines, who is now a G League coach for the Sacramento Kings in Reno.
Okay.
I came up there at the end of a pickup game. You had about 25 pros, including James Harden, Paul George, Devin Booker, 25 pros. Jello was there with his UCLA team. Kids eventually came through there in the end because they kind of keep it closed. Kids ran through there. Who's the first person you think they ran to?
Jello.
Took the ball.
For autograph.
Now, Iverson's very interesting because I mentioned him yesterday. You have him 3rd. Why?
So the evolution of basketball and hip-hop has always been parallel. Like which is why you see musicians at every NBA game. It's an attraction there. Basketball is played with a rhythm. Hip-hop has a certain rhythm. Yeah. So hip-hop then evolved to gangster rap. It evolved to an edgier type of music. And Allen Iverson was that first kid. Edgy to come in with tattoos, to come in with the cornrows, to come in and just bring a gangster rap element to the NBA in a polished kind of a way and became a trendsetter for culture alone. He birthed the inner city culture in the NBA.